just going to do it a little bit late. All right, so starting off, we're going to take a look at tomorrow. And, of course, that's not tomorrow. All right, so Monday's over. Got that done. Tomorrow we have Trump speaking again, and that's going to be at 9 p.m., so out of our range. That is something that you could anticipate price action reacting to, but tomorrow we are light on data. Wednesday or tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be swinging into ADP non-farm employment change and ISM services PMI. Those are relatively important. One at 8:15, one at 10 a.m. Excuse me. So that's, again, we'll see if that fuels us. We've mostly been definitely been fueled by a lot of Trump comments. So, but let's go over SPY. So as of today, with that reversal back up and the touch of the candle here, we opened up, we wicked up, we hit the top of this red candle, right in that sell group, and we flushed. Upon doing so, we did lose a floor, but did successfully pull ourselves back up above it today before the end of the day. So tomorrow, 582, right, will obviously be an area where we're going to be seeking a breakdown underneath. The target beyond that is here at 5. I have 576, 575. You my wallet or something?
Yeah, your card.
You need my card? All right, there you go.
80.
Huh?
80.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I like your I'd rather use my own, but so with that being said, definitely still potential for continuation to the downside, but tomorrow we are preparing to see if SPY has the juice to hopefully not turn this into a box, because that would mean we're going to go up and we are going to retest this level. Right, and that is the potential here with the candle close that we received, and you can see the hourly, the candle's gone green. So make sure that if you are still short, or it's you have 5 minutes left, you can still potentially get out, or hedge yourself if this is just a speculative position for the potential for a gap down. The Neurogum. All right, so looking into QQQ had a pretty aggressive leg down today, punching through its box, engulfing its candle, and successfully closing directly underneath this floor, and of course the nearest one, which is going to be directly at $500.65. So tomorrow, right, it's between here and here. Target to the downside, one of those targets was actually hit today, right? Basically within a penny, and that was the 593.50. And so this calls for, and this is an interesting area, but this calls for us to look left and down on the 4 hour. And so we are going to be looking at this box and this target of 489.40 with continuation to the downside. And so that's a potential target for tomorrow. And again, like SPY has a retest floor of directly up above it, and if that's recovered, 504.65. So you have good targets on both sides of this trade. Yes, this is opening up for a day trade or two like we did today. Today was a great day, obvious price action, so easy to take trades on a day like today. But that being said, IWM, another one with a really nice aggressive, apparently there's another, oh come on, okay, it's fine. So IWM, this one went down and touched the bottom of this green candle here to my left, right there, bounced directly off of it. So that could open up an opportunity to retest 212. That being said, 4 hour time frame, you can see is mostly empty space, right? So we're relying on this bounce to, if you're a bull, or even just short-term bull, you're relying on this bounce to carry you up to that 211. And like the other ETFs, if that floor is recovered, you would have a first target around 213 and 213.50. All right, so that's about it. If you are on TikTok and you guys have anything you want me to take a look at, go ahead and drop the request now. Discord too, do that in the live trading chat, not the one that we talk in, the one that we drop request in. Yeah, make sure to post those gains if you had any today before you take off. All right, so SoundHound gapped up. Looks like it went straight to that cost basis and then has collapsed. So this is a lower time frame setup, and you're going to have to trade with the 4-hour in mind. So tomorrow's target for SoundHound is 977. And of course, if you can break down below that, that would, or could rather, open up the potential. Now, I won't say that if we do see a big nasty market reversal and retest, that could give you the punchback that wasn't successful overnight. You can see we opened up right there. And so if you're able to bounce and pop off the top there, you still have a target of 13. So again, trying to look at things unbiasedly before we have a for sure signal is important there. So no, Terp. It depends on what your account is, and people have different risk tolerance. So all right. PLTR. All right. PLTR had a rejection of cost basis today, fell down, didn't lose its floor. So still in the cards that we could see a little bounce here that would make a higher low, a higher low. And so tomorrow I'd definitely be down here on the 15-minute. Watch for this floor right here. That's separately. So you have two separate boxes. You have one right there, and you have one right here. So yeah, if you can retest that $86 level, that would be juicy. Yeah, my crisp isn't working, so if you guys are watching this back on YouTube and you can hear my kids in the background, I apologize. I don't know why crisp is not working today. What's the best time of day to find those cheap contracts? Could be the beginning of the day, could be right at the end of the day, could be even be a swing. I really enjoy, and it's not enjoyable by most that can't sit on their hands, but I really like when the market goes sideways, because that's what makes the contracts actually get cheap. So BBVAI. So you definitely got a secured candle close right at that top. So if you gap down even a little bit, I would be watching at 560, and obviously down to cost basis, which is 389. Yeah, what an interesting. I mean, there are some lower time frame boxes that until you get that candle close there, watch 545, but ultimately, this could be the start of a breakdown. I mean, you filled up all of that empty space. So I think that's what kind of turns me off a little bit about the setup. But I mean, it definitely has the qualifications. I think tomorrow you can rely on $5.02 to kind of be your stop loss, because if that is reversed on, you can see something nasty. So Affirm up. They have earnings, correct? Or no, they already did. Not after today. Eventually, yes, and I can just say for certain that it's $67. Like if you could set an alert there and just forget about it, because if it's above 67, that play to the upside that I'm sure you can see very clearly would open up. But right now, with that rejection off of that very exact level, I would say that you're more or less leaning down towards the 59.22 level. So. I still think the 93.21 target is probable. You did move fast. All right, so I see 92.50 for Dell. ENPH. Jesus. Jesus. What's up, Kenny? Shit. I mean, I see $45 coming soon, even on this weekly time frame. Yeah, that's a meltdown for sure. So $50 even would be one area to watch for a bounce, almost as a quarterly mark, but psychological number. So yeah, that's what I see right there. ELF looks like it's going to go to 58.87. That's what I see. I mean, you do have one wick to clear, which is at 64.25, but I see 59.87. I'm not exactly sure if you're gonna. I mean, I see 1886, and then if that breaks, then maybe 16. But yeah, that's what I'd be looking at tomorrow. Like all the other ETFs, you have a retest coming tomorrow. I think 2178. Yeah, dude, today was something else. Rigotti earnings, man. I mean, on it, this is something that I might look into the short level, but you have a $6 target to the downside, and then you're limited to the upside. I mean, yeah, $6 down, and then if you could punch back earnings, I don't know if it has earnings right now, but it's limited at 10. It very much looks like 6 and maybe fucking even 350 eventually. Will this one be on YouTube? Yeah, Kenny, I actually just started though at 4 because the entire end of the day we were trading the ETFs, which turned out really well. 4,500% on some of the 585. So. GN, so I want to make something clear to anybody watching. I am not a signal. Like, we do not just tell you what to buy and sell. We're teaching you, and there's a really fire group of people who have already learned my system, and obviously everybody hangs out in live trading, but my request always is that people take the workshop first, and with the mindset that they can do this independently. I build independent traders. So what's up, Firespin Kitten? 95.64 is the floor up above us. You're clearing the wick right here. So I mean, it looks good. It looks good to continue moving up. Maybe lower time frame. It's a little weak there, but yeah, that's what I see in front of me. I think setting a stop right there at 92.50. The only thing I would hope here is that you don't create some dumbass little channel like that and end up tapping like at 93.60. So which would be your imbalance. So I would watch that. But other than that, I mean, you're moving well. Oh no, dude, the pollen levels here are fucking out of this world. But what I'm trying to teach people, Gian, is that the same gains that they see from other people, you know, the percentages, like there are people right now in this Discord who are able to get better percentage trades on their own than 90%, maybe more. I'm giving a loose number here, but like there are so many people who are able to hit higher percentages more often than most of these dudes on the internet. So Patrick, you can, it's all on YouTube. Visa to me, if I'm not mistaken, is at all-time highs. Big, you know, you have a red candle here. It doesn't really help give me much information until we move down, where we have a box here and you bounced right off of the top of it. So we know where we need to not go, and that's 559.73. Unless you're bearish, then that would be a perfect breakdown. And then if you were to lose 357 and drop below that, I could very much see this thing returning to 552.70. But the all-time highs is my weakness. So yeah. What is the fee to join the Discord? Thanks. It's all on my website, Simple Stacks Investments. Again, the information is free on TikTok, but the workshop itself is $500. Yearly is $1,200. It comes with the workshop. Lifetime is $2,700. So if you're patient, one of these days we'll have another discount available, and you can just watch the YouTube and get just as much information. Well, maybe not as much, but you can get the majority of the information that you need. There's some people who've never signed up for my Discord and they've only watched the YouTube, so no problem. All right. So I know that's like kind of a rule amongst a lot of people that you put in automatic stop losses no matter what. That's not something that I do. So like if price climbs back on it, I exit myself, because there are, you know, that's where you get into like the same territory as, you know, people who trade stocks and, you know, end up you know, getting wicked out of their position. So can you please go over how you determined the outcome of the QQQ this morning? Sure, we'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and close this out. So this mostly started due to the fact that we were unable in overnight price action to grab hold of this floor. And I don't know if you guys remember what I said this morning. I said one of the worst things that you can do if you're bullish, regardless of the move up, is that you don't grab onto a floor, right? And did we do that? Can we see that on the hourly that we didn't? Yes, we can. It's very clear. It's very obvious. Now we dive in a little bit deeper, because we can't take this just off of the fact that, yes, there's a pullback coming, but what do you need to break down? So let's go over that now. So right after, or right before the bell, right, we have our pre-market box. Now inside of this box, this is where the wave theory comes into play, right? So we have one attempt, we have two attempts, and then we have our third attempt, right? So 1, 2, 3. Now that in itself, if you have 3 times that you try to break a wall, break a resistance, and you fail, buyers are probably tired and they're going to give up, and they're going to let price fall into a place where they can bounce it back up. But in this case, what happened on Friday? Right? Friday was an explosion of price action after a day of virtually 100% chop. Right? With empty space up above us, we ran up, we tapped the box, and then we look right into pre-market, and we can see that while there is structure, it's all very weak and easy to move through. We know that if this box right here, right, being small, insignificant, and having empty space underneath it, if it's able to be punched through, then there's a very good chance that you're going to go and you're going to tap the top of the box that's underneath you. So I made a decision this morning that if the floor, after that third rejection, was lost, that I would go ahead and take it short and use that 511 as my stop loss. The goal being that I would like to punch through the box underneath me at 510 and move through the entirety of that where we hit a target of 508. Now this was real price action, so I wanted to see how we responded. We didn't really respond, so this let me go ahead and determine that it was time to let this punch back try and play out. As it drops into the top of the box, I set a stop loss trailing, right, knowing that if we have empty space above me, that there's a good chance that that would reverse just like it did right after that bounce. And so determined that that was an okay thing to do, punch down through the box and target that empty space that's underneath us. Again, easy, straightforward, and that's exactly where we bounced. I got out of that trade, and then I watched as this thing reversed back up. Now, this floor right here was right where we saw a little bit of flack, right? We saw price try and retrace back up to this. This let me know that buyers wanted to try to establish a floor there. But in fact, obviously, just like we did the previous this morning, right? You guys can count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, after this price target, right, we see that oscillation. You fail on that 4th attempt to go up and grab this floor, and so off of this, and this is the cues. I don't know why I'm looking at the cues. I'm supposed to be looking at SPY here. The same thing. It's actually almost, if I'm not mistaken, the exact same chart. So it is the exact same chart, right? Same structure, failure right here within that box. The only difference is you oscillated a little bit outside of that range, which just tells me that it was operating on the 3-minute, like that. So same difference though. The same exact play. We had the same exact 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 drop, and so all ETFs performed that same exact thing. And again, having empty space in that explosion. This just I took the cues in the morning and then I took SPY in the afternoon. So I just confused the shit out of myself. But that's the main reason. When you gap up to a floor, which with the cues, that was pretty straightforward for me, is that you're sitting underneath that 511. With SPY, you had you say a floor is lost as soon as it crosses the line. A candle close typically on the time frame that it's established on. Jesus Christ, bro. So with SPY, right, this one, and I'll be the first to say, it invalidated the punchback, right? And knowing that we had loose, weak price action, I did determine that at some point in the morning that it would likely need to come back down and bounce. It did, right? It did come back down and bounce, which is, so this was cool, right? Because we were able to take the cues, they led, then SPY followed. Now this was beautiful because while the cues fell, right? We'll go to the 15-minute then. So the cues, right? They fell. Why the fuck are we on SoFi? Jesus Christ. There we go. So SPY lagged, right, on this position. We can see that it held that floor. The cues, however, they were not inside of a box, right? SPY had to work a little harder to actually get down below that 592. This let us take the Qs down right to that fucking 504. And then while SPY lagged, right, going into lunch, I was able to determine same concept, same exact trade that I had just performed on the Qs. If we lost that, empty space, moved down to 588, it dropped underneath the top of that structure, which lets me know that buyers are not at the top. And so they either A, are at the cost basis mark, or they're somewhere below that. And so punching through the box, I let my runners run, and that was a 3,500, 4,500% trade. Hi, baby girl.
When are you gonna get out?
Get out? Never, baby. I'm trapped here forever in the financial markets.
No, Dad, when are you gonna get out your office?
In just a second. I'm almost done.
Wait.
I'm on YouTube. I love you. All right. Out. Close my door, please. This is going to be on YouTube, yes. All right. Yeah, she's a good kid. She's wild, though. She's wild. So anyway, just to recap this with nothing on the chart. Right? SPY this morning lagged. Qs, however, did not. They had empty space, a box below them, right? The 1, 2, 3 in pre-market, the wick out to grab buyers, and then once you lose, and again, this is a punchback on a lower time frame, right? But you wick out, and then you fail, and there's nothing underneath you except for pre-market price action. And then all you have is the open from Friday or the close from Friday, right? That lets us go down through that empty space, get out of that trade. Now, this was a great trade to get back in, but I decided that because SPY had the exact same setup, but just hadn't played out yet, that's where I was going to place my trade because it had the empty space that I want. Taking a trade while something falls through a box, I personally like to get it with the top in mind or even the bottom of that box. So. Toothless. Psst. Stop it. Stop. Jackass. The zigzags are yes. Any area where price is doing this is a box, right? So box here, right? Box in there, box here. That's a box. So even the small ones, right? Even the tiny ones count. It's how you use it. Yeah, the SPY and Qs were built. It's a great build a box workshop. So, yeah. Anyway, take that information, and again, day trades open up when you can see it clear. And today, you know, even with SPY, it was a take the trade. The price of the contract was fucking $9. You have empty space underneath you, and then you see the Qs actually leading you through a punchback. Beautiful, right? All right. I hope everybody benefited from today's price action and today's recap here. Tomorrow, listen, there's some day trading opportunities here. Go fast once, go fast twice. Third time, you could fill that volume up with a little bit of chop. This does have the setup to give us a area of consolidation. So tomorrow, I really want to see sentiment drive us lower. That is really, really important tomorrow. But otherwise, I hope you guys had a great day. I'm going to go ahead and head out, hang out with the kids. I will be on in the morning. Do you buy way out of the money? I buy target-based contracts, which you could consider to be pretty far out of money. I think even with SPY, you know, for a lot of people, 585s that's crazy, you know. But I know that if you fall through this empty space and you hit, once you break 590, all of those, the next 5 strikes in front of it are on SPY are going to move. So. Yep. Man, quit talking shit about Tybee, man. I'm just kidding. There's places do. All right. You guys have a good one. If you're trying to sign up, go to the website, YouTube, or Simple Stacks Investments. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. This will be YouTube on YouTube. Yes. So. Thank you, Rookie. Yeah, I love my fam, dude. All right, peace.